Alright guys, something a little different on the channel. I am working on my 2025 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. And for those of you that have driven those or any of the Gen 3 Toyota Tundras or Sequoias, the rear reverse light situation on these things is pretty bad. They're really weak. And so you can get a replacement for these from Form Lighting that looks like a very good solution, but you really have to disassemble. There's a lot of clips and everything here, and while it would look factory, it really worries me a bit with all those plastic clips and the chance of something breaking, and it's just more than I wanted to do. Plus, I've heard that once you do them, the license plate light on the side is not that great in that solution. However, the Form lights do turn red here and give you a really cool look. The other option is like Diode Dynamics or Baja. There's a bolt hole under here, and you can take the bolt out and mount them here, and then you have a little single or double very high output, very bright lights there that are sticking down a little bit. And I don't know, I may go that route eventually, but I really didn't want something bulky hanging down. So what I've landed on is the LP series from VLED, so VLEDs here. This is the LPX series light bar. This goes at the top of your license plate. They have another version also, but this LPX one is not only just white lights, it gives you some red lights when you're running, which look pretty cool. 3 of these light up as red. And then I also opted to go ahead and get their frame. And the way these wire is they plug in on the back side of your 7-pin connector for your trailer. They have an adapter here that plugs in between, so you disconnect your the back side of that, plug it into this adapter, plug the adapter into the factory port, and then this is the control box that wires up to that piece in line, and then that all plugs into the wire coming off of the light bar. The light bar is then set up, I'll see if I can do this with one hand, but the light bar is set up and molded in such a way that it sits flush on this bar from the factory from them here. Sorry, it's hard to do with one hand. I'm having a little issues here. But anyway, it sits flush there. You can see it sits up, mounts up perfectly to that. The reason it's sitting up is because I haven't ran the wire through yet, but I'll show you that in a moment. Wire gets ran through here, routed on the back side. This mounts flush to that. This has a cutout in it for your license plate to go into, and then you fish it through. I'll show you how that's all done. Now, the beautiful thing on the TRD Pro, excuse me, probably all the Tundras, but I can definitely speak for this. Sorry, it's dirty. It was raining the last couple of days. As you can see, here's where the existing screw holes are, but there's already a cutout here. So I'm just going to mount this, mount it just like I showed you, run the wire right down through here. Spare tires right there, but if you basically go in here and up and over, you're right here to the trailer connector. So it's a very small run to get over there. And I'll give you guys a look at that underneath when I get there. But actually, I'll just go ahead and give you a look now before I start the work. Let's see if we can get you here. So you can see here, if I reach back up and put my finger through, there's where that one comes through. And as you can tell, that goes straight across very easily. Right there's where it came through. It goes right across, and right there is the connector. I'll slide over a little bit. So right there's the connector. This pulls off the back, and then their adapter goes in here, and then you just have to wire tie that stuff all together. So my thought is that I'll probably attach it to this existing wire and then run the license plate wire over and then wire tie that stuff up here. But it should be a pretty clean install. This looks like a very simple install. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Unfortunately, I can't really film myself doing it, but I will show you guys the way it's looking when I get done. But that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So just to show you the light bar, you basically fish that connector and the little rubber grommet through that hole. And then everything fits here very flush. It goes together very nice. It actually looks very clean. My assumption is that grommet down there is in case you have to drill a hole or something into the back of your truck to get that through there. But fortunately, and that's not something that I had to do here. So as you can see, this is going to mount up here, and the wires are going to be fished right through there. I'll go ahead and just show you. They'll easily go right through there with no trouble. And for the record, when the license plate goes in here, I'll show you this in a minute. The license plate sits to such a place that the wire comes right over the top of the license plate. I was a little concerned that maybe the license plate may cut into the wire, but I don't think that's the case here, because the license plate's going to be affixed. It's going to be firmly put in here. So I think it'll be fine. But what I may do is, when it's all said and done, is put a piece of tape or something, do something to the very top of the license plate just to make sure. I'll probably do that before I put it in, just to give it something there to protect it from that rough edge. I'll probably put something there just to be safe, because then that'll all be covered up inside anyway, so it won't really matter. So I'll get that together and show you what it looks like. I'll give you guys a look here. When the bar is mounted on the front, there's how the wire comes through. And then if you'll hold on just a second here, I'm going to set this down, pop the license plate in. Okay, so the license plate is now in, but as you can see, it still fits just fine, but there's not a lot of clearance here. There is some, but it still looks like it's going to rub a little bit. So I'm just going to put some tape right over that section, and I'll be right back and show you what that looks like. All right, so essentially what I did was I took some Gorilla tape, this stuff here, which is essentially just Gorilla's version of duct tape, essentially. And just took and cut a couple of strips across there and put them on here. One strip's probably enough. I put two, which made it a little thick. It went in there a little bit tight, but I just wanted to make sure that that edge was protected there. That won't show at all once it's up on the truck. So next thing will be, and sorry, I'm just using this to cover up my license plate and everything and show you guys where it's at, but I'm gonna go ahead and mount it up here and give you guys a look at it installed. Another thing to note is it actually, both the LPX kit as well as the frame come with these mounting screws, which are essentially just Allen head screws. I'm going to go with these, but I actually may try something else. I have some security bit screws that I ordered also. I'm going to see if they fit. If they do, I'm going to use those. I'm not really worried about somebody, stealing the license plate, but I mean, this is a little over $100, to pick these up. Plus, once you get the frame and everything, you're about 150. And so, somebody could be tempted. It wouldn't be hard for them to disconnect it all pretty quickly. So I think that may be smart to just have it screwed in, like there. I mean, if they wanted to get it, they could probably pull the whole thing out anyway. But one extra step wouldn't hurt. So I'll let you know how that works out as we go. But you get those with the frame, and then the LPX kit itself comes with this, which has an Allen wrench in it, 2 of those screws, and some more wire ties. The harness comes with more wire ties also. So let's get this thing mounted. Okay guys, I want to give you a look at the 7-pin harness on the Tundra. So it'll be sitting in here. The key is you got to realize there's a clip on this side. You have to depress that and pull it out. I actually had to press mine in really good, and I heard it click. Then I was able to depress that and pull it out. And then once you pull it out, the adapter goes into this. The large end of the adapter goes into here. The small end plugs back into this. I'll get that together and show it to you. So here we go. There's the existing Toyota harness. It is now plugged in to the VLED harness adapter, and then that leaves you with this end. This end has the same kind of a connector on it. It's got a pin right there. It goes up and around. You feel it line up. Once it lines up, you can push it in just like that. It's in there good. It's not coming out. It clicked. It just didn't make a loud click. Unfortunately, you couldn't hear it. Probably here. And then I've got my existing wire from the license plate right over here. So I will put this box. This is the control box that goes in between it, and then I'll wire tie that all up and give you guys a look at it. All right guys, so I have not cleaned up the wiring yet. I'm going to get that all tied up, but I was going to give you guys a look here. Here is the rear of the vehicle with it installed. And go ahead and put it in reverse. And there is the reverse on it. It is bright, considerably brighter than the factory lights. So I'll wait till it gets dark and get you guys a look at it, but I'm very impressed so far. All right, folks, final one here. I just want to give you guys an idea of what I'm doing. I'm not knocking the stuff that came with the kit. They have very small zip ties, which are probably good, but with my eyes, I can do this a little better with larger ones, and my hands are larger anyway. So if you look at this controller, it has a mount on both sides of it. There's one here, and then there's one up on the other side too, for zip ties. I have zip ties running through there, and I've left them loose for right now so you can see, but I've zip tied them to that, which is I think that's the part of the light, but the light, yeah, that goes, the existing reverse lights and everything, I think is what that is. But anyway, it's a very solid mount, and so I'm mounting to here, and then there's a wire above it here that I'm mounting the other side to. I'm then going to put a wire tie over here around this section just to hold this to it so that it's not moving around. I routed the wire up and around here. I'm now tucking it up here at the top along that wire that's existing that goes there, and as you can see, that goes all the way across to where it comes back down and in. So I'm going to put a wire tie there, a wire tie here, probably two, and then one over here. It's probably overkill, but I'm going to get that all cleaned up here, and it should be done. I'll get you a video at the end. Alrighty, I've got it installed. I just got to clip this one off, but I just wanted to show you. There's a little lip here, so I sort of wire tied right behind it to hold this wire in place. It's running up over the top, comes here. This is firmly attached there and pulled through on the other side and wire tied up there. I have another wire tie right there holding it in place, and then over on the other side I have a small wire tie right there, just keeping it there to where it's a little bit loose, but it won't get in the way or fall down. All in all, not a bad installation at all. Fairly easy to do. I'll get you some video here once things get dark. All right, I'm back. Got everything sort of cleaned up from the install. I want to give you guys some final thoughts here, and then I'll wait till it gets dark and turn them on. Initial testing, they're extremely bright. I mean, it's going to make a big difference in backing up. Honestly, when I would put my car in reverse, when I would put this truck in reverse, the camera inside wasn't very useful at night backing up my driveway until I got up close enough to where my driveway lights came on, the floodlights and things like that. However, I could hit the brakes, and the brake lights, the red light from the brakes, were actually brighter than these factory lights coming out. So they didn't do much. And that's a common complaint online. You'll find a lot of people that say that they're just not enough. This I really did like. So I think it's going to turn out very good. I did wind up going with the hardware that was supplied, the Allen heads. The security screws would work, but this is, it's inlaid, so it's recessed, and those just fit in there perfectly and look really good, and they bolted up snug. But as you can tell, I mean, that is very, very clean looking. It's barely noticeable. It's right on the frame. The metal frame that they supply is great and high quality. A couple things I probably left out. And I apologize, I'm just being safe and covering up my license plate here. And VLED, you're getting some free advertising. There you go. A couple of things just to point out. That control box that I was showing you could be mounted with the 3M tape that they supplied. So I just chose to wire tie it up there because I felt like that was a better solution. This 3M tape stuff, it's good, but almost everywhere I've ever used it, it eventually comes loose. It was very easy to wire tie that to the existing wires that were there. All in all, I will give them, this is the silicone mat that I had around my existing license plate, so don't pay any attention to that. All in all, I would give this product a very high mark. I think that it's very high quality. It's well built. You can tell the machining process is very professional. It's not some import that's going to break or anything like that. Something I know people worry about, things coming off of Temu and stuff like that. There's probably cheaper solutions for a light bar out there, but I wanted something that I didn't have to worry about. This thing's well made. There's no doubt about it. You can tell it's sealed. You can tell that there's high quality LEDs in there by the amount of light that it put off. The frame is very good quality, very well made, very firm. I don't think we have any issues out of that bending or anything over time. The installation was a breeze. The adapter snapped right in, made it very easy. They do have a hardwire kit in case you don't have a 7-pin adapter on your car. They do have a hardwire kit for both of the kits that they have. Everything that I needed came in the box. These are my screws that came out of the existing one. And inside here, which like I said, I didn't get into, this is what came with the actual light bar, but it had more screws and some more zip ties and things like that in there. You can see the screws are down in there and more zip ties that I just didn't need. So I didn't wind up getting into those. So very good product. I will wait for it to get dark and give you guys a final look at this thing as it's maybe in reverse and show you how much light it puts off. But very impressed with it. Great job, guys. I think this is a good product. All right, guys, I want to give you guys a look here. Install is done, and this is a view at night. What I really like about it on the Tundra is on this TRD Pro, you can see it's got the 3 lights at the top of the tailgate, and now the 3 lights from this license plate match it. Right now, sorry, I have something leaning in front of my license plate itself, so it's blocking it a little if I get lower, but you can see they match up just perfectly. Now I'm going to have my son put it in reverse just a moment, and I'll give you guys an idea. Put it in reverse. Foot on the brake, yep. And I mean, massive difference. The lighting is much brighter all around the floor than it was before. Considerably brighter. I'm going to give you guys a look at sort of a difference here. I'll have him pull forward and we'll look at some of the distance. All right, everybody, here's gonna be sort of the final test so that you guys will get a good look here. I'm going to completely cover this so that there is nothing coming out of that. All right, put your foot on the brake and put it in reverse. So there is the stock reverse lights with the brake lights on. So let off the brake and back up just a little bit and then hit the brake again. There, that's, keep going. There's your stock reverse lights. Go ahead and hit your brake. All right, pull forward just a little more. Forward a little more. We'll get the same spot, go forward, right there. All right, now I'm going to remove the cover. Now, keep your foot on the brake and turn the lights, the reverse lights on. Put in reverse. There's the difference with these on now. Let off the brake and back up just a little bit. Now, no brake lights. Leave it on. There you go. Perfect. No brake lights. No brake lights. Perfect. You can stop. All right. So as you can see, that's a huge difference. That's pretty much the length, more than the length of one car to the garage door. So serious increase in lighting. I really like it. Throws light out to the sides quite a bit. Very happy. VLED, VLED, whatever how it's pronounced. Hats off. Very good product. Very easy to install. I'm very happy with these. Post any comments or questions you have here and I'll try to answer them for you.